All right, it is phone bill day, and he has hit the ground running. Got a long
And
one.
what's up, people? Welcome to another wonderful episode of Batman Radio. So, real quick, what I want to talk about, man, like, I've gone over a lot of different matters, right? I got on a different watch today, the one I got up there in Minneapolis for a good deal, right? You know what I mean? But like I said, it's got real gold in it. Like I said, I just think it's funny, man. I think it's funny because, like, I don't even talk like this. You know what I mean? Like, me, I'm a
What's up,
super humble
Frost?
guy. I'm a humble dude, but you just have to understand, like, there's levels to this, right? So like I hope people understand like I'm completely established in the game independently. I'm self-made. You know what I mean? And it just be funny to me like I'm looking through Facebook, I'm looking through social media, and what do you know? What
Red
is
screen.
right
Good
there in
morning.
front of me? Like exactly what I was talking about recently. You know what I mean? Like I just think it's hilarious. Like you know what I mean? You had one of them right. They used to work at what was it like? Like basically, let me put it to you like this, man. All these folks, they love to talk, they love to get together and talk. And like, it's just funny to me because like I study everything. So like I can see who knows who. And like, that's all it is like pretty much like the whole population of Austin and the Valley is just all the folks that have known each other forever. Basically, like, I don't know, they feel like, I don't know, I guess they have common ground, which they don't, right? But they are like all kind of content in the fact that they could never come close to what I've accomplished. That's just like the honest truth. That's what it is. That's what it's always been. So like I guess for a lot of people, right, that be their common ground. That's their common ground. It's not that they have common ground. It's not that they really, have anything in common. Like when you meet folks and you're like, man, we have so much in common. They don't have moments like that. You understand?
Joey, there's entire communities of people that got together, and the one thing we had in common in the beginning was we all hated you.
Yeah. So like my deal is like I'm looking on Facebook and what do you know? What just suddenly is right in front of me? Exactly what I was talking about the other day. Remember I told you like first of all, like when folks carry a lot of keys, it's because they're trying to signify that they have some kind of power that they don't have. It's called overcompensation, like what Tyra does. You understand? So 100%, like I left, like how do I put it? Like basically, like I want to make sure that these folks are seeing, I mean, everything that I'm doing and building and everything. I want folks to see what I'm talking about. So like it's very easy for me, right? You know what I mean? And like I just think it's hilarious because like I was just talking about it the other day. Like literally just the other day, I was just talking about this completely. So it's like I don't know even know what to tell folks. Like we have nothing in common. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, like I was telling you some of the stories like back in the day how on Sixth Street, I told you like when I was the top bouncer at these different clubs, right? Like you have to understand like all the reality was playing out in front of us in those moments. So I learned that all these folks know each other and then I can take a look back at things
I think it's because it's cell phone day, CIA.
and see, oh, okay, so they all congregate and go to the same gym. That's why that manager at Friends, Tommy, felt the way that he felt, right? And then Deuce King was a part of that too, but he was trying to kind of play like lay low and act like he wasn't a part of it, right? And then this other dude, I just figured out who he is, right? And that's the one that would be walking around with the keys. You understand? Named Rylan. I told you, I'm gonna start calling out names publicly. I'm not holding back for nothing. There's no need because these folks had a lot to say about me, and they didn't know anything about me. You understand? So he is, whatever, fake friends with this other dude named Cody, right? So Cody is the one that worked with me at what was it? At Dizzy Rooster. You understand? And if you remember what Cody was saying. Cody was trying to support a false testament, right? That didn't exist. And even the manager, Jermaine, was like, well, I love Tyree. He was like, he's the best employee we ever had. And Cody was trying to run with a false testament
That is doubtful.
while backpedaling. Do you remember that? Do you remember how he was on a false testament, pushing something that was a concept that was never true and had absolutely no truth to it, and everyone knew it? Right? And folks know who I am and how I am, right? And everything about who I am as a person, right? That I stand on business and I'm a real man and a gangster, right? And if you remember, Cody was trying to support that false testament. So, for what reason? Why would you be supporting a false testament that you know isn't true? Why would you just immediately assume and believe something that you heard from the internet from complete strangers? Because folks like that never wanted to.
I don't think he ever really committed, or he never stated that. He's been talking about he probably would, but never had any confirmation.
See me win to begin with. And that's all I'm trying to explain to folks is everybody has an opinion, right? Everybody wants to give their opinion, right? But like, that's not how it works. You understand? So yeah, the other dude's named Ryland. That's the one that like he's a kind of a tall guy, right? He's real lanky. He's super skinny, bro. Like he looks like he weighs 60 pounds soaking wet. Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly who you are, homie. And Ryland was the one that when he came into Soho, right, he was so used to kind of fluffing his feathers. Remember? He was so used to fluffing his feathers on 6th Street, and he really felt like he was G'd up like that. Like it started, getting to his ego. He started believing in that nonsense, right? He started believing he was something he isn't. You understand? So I'm just saying, mind you, we come from two totally different backgrounds, homie. Like I'm down here next to Mexico. You understand? Like I come from a totally different walk, totally different world, right, than anyone in Austin. I was born in Austin. I grew up in Austin. I grew up in Cameron and Calvert area in the country and all over the country. I traveled. I'm well traveled.
Huh?
Right? So my only point is, all you got to do is look at my background and look at my actual background. That's public knowledge. And look at my history and see the type of individual I am and what I'm about and compare it to any of these folks. And you're going to see there's a huge difference between us. So like folks don't get, like I do my research, I can figure out everything real quick. Yes, I can. And I'm able to obtain any information I want. Matter of fact, it's part of my job curriculum. Yeah. And again, I don't know what folks think, but I do this for real, huh? Yeah. So let me explain something to you, right? Nothing is going to stop me, right, from getting what I want and winning. I'm going to address every matter direct like I have my entire life. I'm going to stand on business and nothing's going to stop me from doing what I need to do or obtaining any information I need. I'm going to make sure I find out who's who, and I want to know everything about everybody at this point that keeps on talking about me when I'm not around. Because they all have ample time and so much time to say how they feel when they're in front of me, right? But for some reason, they all wait and then they try to say something. But I just remember Cody. I remember him trying to support that false testament, and I could say word for word what he said, right, out his own mouth, but I remember him backpedaling. You understand? Mm-hmm. And 100%, like, there's a possibility.
I always thought Joey was the only fluffer on 6th Street.
Right, that all them folks, like, they talk. You know what I mean? There's a possibility that they're going to hear what I'm saying, and I truly hope that they do, man. I really do. I really do, because, like, then maybe you'll actually have to acknowledge reality and assess the situation for what it is. That while I was in front of you, I own billions in equity, mansion, estate, over 2,000 in jewelry, 530 on my wrist, got them pissed. Mineral rights, oil royalties, my own car lot, I pay over $100 for it every month. Mineral rights, oil royalties, and I'm a gangster who run the streets. Like, how is we the same? We was never the same. You understand? So, like I said, all I'm saying is it makes perfect sense. I'm telling you the facts about every situation. If I tell you that somebody was backpedaling while lying, that's exactly what they were doing. You starting to catch my drift? So it's like folks can say what they want, folks can feel how they want, folks can do whatever they want. It's besides the point, man. I'm just saying that Ryland dude, he was carrying keys around 6th Street because he's another, like the fake gatekeeping stuff. He's another wannabe gatekeeper, and they all work together. So it's basically the folks that ain't even from Austin, they all get together and they congregate because they're so busy talking so much with each other and establishing these narcissistic connections and fake relationships that aren't based out of love or positivity or anything pure or real. It's just all fake. So they're all going along to get along. I mean, what has Cody accomplished? In all these years, what has Cody ever accomplished? You work for Dizzy Rooster. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, there's a lot of differences between us, homie, and I've already said how I felt. You know what I mean? So yeah, nah, that dude's name is Ryland. Now I know who it is. So Ryland was the one that, like I said, he came in Soho and he was used to fluffing his feathers. Yeah, I remember. I remember. You remember the conversation that we had too, right? Because I do. I do vividly. That's what they do. They'll try to pretend, oh, I don't know who he is. I don't remember talking to him. Yeah, we talk right in Soho. I'm telling you the truth. Like, he's a dude that was used to running around acting like something he wasn't. When he was in front of me, he didn't pull that act at all. Yeah. See, that was the thing. He tried to say something about this and that and blah, 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 womp, 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 right? And I told him reality and, like, you know, same thing that Cody did, backpedaling. That's what I remember. I'm telling you facts, homie. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I'm just saying, like I don't understand why dudes, especially, don't understand the game. You know what I mean? Like I told you, like homie looked like he weighs 60 pounds soaking wet, bro. I'm not even playing, man. Like tall, lanky, like a big, like praying mantis out here. For real, homie. You can ask about me concerning every single matter on Sixth Street. There's the other dude too, right? And I'm gonna figure out what his name is and who he is, but he's the one who he wanted to have another fake UFC MMA career and he didn't. Yeah, another one of those. Just like
So here's what probably happened. Joey's upset at this guy because he had keys. Probably because he was trusted with, like, keys to the back room, the storage. Maybe he had to lock up at night. So he had a little bit more authority than Joey did. And Joey was mad because every time he needed to get something, he had to ask this guy to unlock the door for him. Because Joey wasn't trusted with keys. Because Joey's the kind of guy that would steal your food from your storage room. That's what I'm hearing.
Deuce King, he had a lot of losses and he failed within his career, but runs around like he's some kind of champion. Yeah. That's Austin, Texas for you. A lot of people overcompensating and saying things that aren't true, and then they pretend they're in their feelings to overcompensate for the fact that nothing they're saying exists. Like what? That's crazy, man. I'm a grown man. You know what I mean? So, like I said, my whole deal is like, yeah, when I was the bouncer over there, wherever I was, whatever club, I was the top bouncer. I was the top dude. I was running the show by myself. You know what I mean? I was security by myself in a lot of them, real security. It was totally different than anything they've ever seen. Right. And I'm just telling you the truth. Everybody backpedaled. I won in every single instance. So that's the thing. If folks can't talk about me because they don't know the actual stories, I could tell the stories, you know what I mean? Like vividly. You understand? Like I'm not even talking yet. I've been very quiet, you know? So I'm just saying, man, like, I remember homeboy, man. Like I remember like seeing what you do too on Sixth Street. Like I know a lot more than folks think. I know everything about all these folks, bro. That's what people don't get. Like I know everything. You know what I mean? It's not hard for me to understand who someone is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I remember, bro. I remember when I was the door guy at Friends. I remember what you was doing across the street. I remember everything. You know what I mean? I could say one thing. I mean, it's obvious that a lot of folks on Sixth Street, they have women problems. They have deep insecurities. And like I said, basically they have to spend their money like it's Halloween, like it's trick or treating. Would you like to talk about that, Rylan? I'm just saying, would you like to talk about that? I mean, it seems like you love to talk. It seems like all you folks love to go to bars and you love to talk to hear yourself talk. You love to talk when it's your turn to talk because you really don't get a turn. You just want to, talk blatantly wherever you're at, and all y'all talk to each other. So make sure that you talk about this. So, like I said, I mean, what did Cody ever accomplish? He was just another dude in Austin trying to barely get by and pay his rent, and I'm sure he's still doing the same thing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just keeping it real with you. I mean, what, you want me to lie to you? I mean, the dude walks with a limp. He can barely walk. I'm going to tell you reality, man. Nah, all these folks wanted to talk. Okay, allow me to talk. But see, when I talk, folks get in their feelings immediately. You see the difference here? So,
Now, Red Screen, don't go fluffing your feathers.
I mean, when's it going to be fair? I mean, clearly never, right? It
Right,
don't got to be fair, man. We going to win regardless. I'm just saying, man, you can ask about me when I was the door guy at Friends. Like I said, there was other matters, right? Like I said, regarding that other individual that had a fake UFC MMA career and he still gets on Facebook and tries to portray that he's something. I'll figure out who he is too, because it'll end up, coming up on my Facebook. These folks don't even have real careers. Then the other one, he tries to cut his hair to look like his hero, Conor McGregor. It's just hilarious, man. And then the other one had like dreads, I remember, and he was trying to have a fake UFC MMA career. And it's just funny to me because they're running around right in front of me, but they wanted to act like they can ignore me or who I am. But like I'm literally like Big Diesel over here, and I'm built in a way that they never will be. All the folks that go to that gym that Tommy, the manager of Friends, went to, not a single one of them is anywhere near my level. Do you understand that? And that's why Tommy was always in his feelings because he would watch me across the street at Soho running the show and running the street. And I was the #1 club promoter and the bouncer and security for an entire full, huge 2-story bar. So what I'm telling you is just the facts and the truth. Like folks cannot compete with me. Folks cannot hold a candle to me. Folks cannot come close to me. I'm nearing 600 world records. These are all tangible. I'm the top calisthenics competitor and the top calisthenics champion of the world. It's on camera. What do you mean? They could invite me to competitions anytime, but you're going to pay me. And I mean, you're going to pay me just for going there and showing up, and you're going to pay my travel costs, hotel space. I want all that money up front. See, we're going to start making sure that folks are paying me. You understand? I'm already getting online and looking at bus tickets. Man, I can get up to Ohio with like, I think some of the tickets might be like around $200-300. I know some of them about $400 or $500. If I could get the public to support, we could start running around and doing this project in every city and every state. You know what I mean? I'm already trying to get ready and see if there's a way to get up to Austin and get this moving. I don't even know what to tell you folks. I really don't. I'm at a point where it's like, I just got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? But I'm going to start calling out every single matter. You know what I mean? I want to know who's who and who was talking about me. You understand? And I want to know what they said, because now it's my turn to talk. But see, I'm talking publicly and I'm getting paid to talk and respond to everyone. So I'm just saying, I mean, none of them folks actually have a successful UFC or MMA career or a boxing career. Nobody on 6th Street has succeeded within that realm. I've literally tried to contact these folks before and set up interviews, because I'm a radio show host and I do this publicly for a living and I really get paid, and I've made a living off this for 3 years and I've been doing this for a long time. So why would you not do that interview or be, upbeat and excited about doing an interview with me? Because they all have something to hide, because they know they don't have any success to actually talk about. There was another one, he had a completely failed career, and I was telling him the truth. He was trying to rap, and I was like, bro, what is that? Like, I'm being real. I'm just talking from a real place. See, this is the thing. Their energy is what their energy is on, which is the immaturity. I'm mature. I'm responding with the facts, right? I'm just saying it don't make no sense to me that you got all these stories about me in the street and on 6th Street, and I tell someone I run 6th Street. There's no debate on this, huh? So that's the thing. See, folks think they run something because they know other people, because they talk to other people, because you're carrying around a whole bunch of keys looking like Tyra out here. You understand? That's way different. That doesn't mean that you run something. That doesn't mean that you're the boss. It doesn't mean that you're the king. It doesn't mean anything, really. Honestly, it doesn't mean that you're on any other level. I mean, what are you talking about, bro? Like, that's the thing I don't understand. They're giving these people all these jobs, like, oh, I'm a manager, oh, I'm this and that. Okay. And, bro, I came to Austin with like over $300,000 in the bank. I was paying about 4 to 6 racks living in hotels these folks can't afford to stay in for one night. The same exact folks. What are you talking about, man? You know what I mean? Like, real talk. Like, I came to Austin with tons of bread and literally like ran the whole city. Like, I'm the king. So I don't understand what folks mean. Like, I went to a street level. I worked. I bounced back. Like, I was in and out of the shelters because I was working, paying off taxes on a 50-acre property. I sold that for $100,000. I was working at these other bars like Barbarella's, right? And Barbarella's was doing a whole bunch of weird activity and weird stuff. That was with Drake and that other guy, right? And I'm going to figure out what that person's name was and who that was. And they were involved in a whole lot. And then I remember they said something to me on Facebook. Like, they didn't say it when I was around. They waited till I was out of the city, and then they said something on Facebook, and they referred to my business here and said something about this and that and the other that doesn't exist. Okay. Just understand I don't forget nothing. You see, that's the thing. I don't forget nothing. And see, folks know me all over Austin. Folks know me. So it's like, I just don't understand that. Why would you do that? You understand? Like, it's just maturity levels. You understand? Like, it shouldn't be that serious, man. It really shouldn't. It should just be like, let it be, fall back. And if somebody's successful and they're doing things that you can't, or they're on another level, then let them do it. I don't understand why it matters to other people. You understand? That's all. I really don't get it. Like, I don't know. It's just odd to me. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know that I figured it out. And like, yeah, like I figured out that them two know each other, and that's what happens. All these folks, they're in cahoots. You know what I mean? And it's like, these are grown men, bro. These are dudes and people who have to try to make a living off of working in the bar industry. Like, I'm going to talk about every aspect of this bar industry. When I go back to Austin, which hell, I could go today probably if I really wanted. If I were really so inclined, I could probably go out there today. Do you understand that? You got to really understand who you talking to, homie. Like, you all really don't get it. Like, it's funny. Like, do you have a clue who I am? Do you have any clue how much power I have? Like, that's the thing. Like, I held my own behind the walls in the jails, homie. I ran things in Carriazoles. I ran things in Travis County Jail. I'm the king. You understand?
You
For
couldn't
real.
even
Like
run
that's the
your
thing.
own
People were
cup.
saying, "Oh, Deuce King." Oh, leaving comments talking about, "Yeah, you're a legend behind the walls." To who exactly? A legend? A legend for what? The dude can't even go get a taco at a food truck without there being some huge debacle that he then changes on his Facebook and edits reality and makes himself look like the hero in every situation. How are you a hero that you can't just go get a taco at a food truck without some huge occurrence and debacle? You see what I'm saying? Like folks want to really talk, but it's like it's not making no sense. So nah, I'm gonna say the truth. Like, nah, I'm telling you, like I know who these folks is, like, and I'm saying like that's the thing. We don't come from the same walk, man. Those are all little homies, right? Little homies don't come from the street. If you're from Austin, Texas, you do not come from the street, homie. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like nobody, because I mean I was born there. I kind of grew up there, but I grew up in other places and I was traveling. I'm really from the hood and the ghetto, and I'm not even saying at that point, but yes, I was because my dad always had me around it.
I'm
I was
not
always in
saying
them
at that
environments.
point, but yes, I was. Holy contradictions.
I'm just saying these folks are just regular civilians, regular folks, and I'm just saying why do people always have to have an opinion on anyone else other than themselves? Shouldn't they just focus on themselves? You got a long way to go to play catch up with me. I'm already a boss. I'm already solidified. I already got the wealth that you want. I already live the lifestyle that you want. I have this entire time. The watch I got on my wrist costs more than anything y'all will ever have. What are you talking about?
Nope.
I don't have to sit there and act the way that you do. I don't have to exhibit that behavior. And everyone knows that I'm a grown man about my business and about every single matter. I'm not doing what y'all doing. That's the reason why you running around with keys in your pocket to bars, acting like you something you're not. I know your background. What, you ex-military or something like that? Oh,
Did you ever were you ever trusted with keys, Joey? Anybody ever trust you to have access to the building?
wow, I'm real impressed. Like I said, ask about me at the other bar, right? Ask about that. That's all you got to do. Just ask. Ask about me because I remember somebody saying something that was very similar to that about, oh, I'm in the military. Ask about that. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is ask. I mean, ask the manager at Moose Knuckle about me because he knows me very well.
Ah, yes. The famed manager of Moose Knuckle. I'll call him up.
Actually, homie. Yeah. Ask David, the manager of Shakespeare's, about me. He knows me oh too well. Yeah, I also remember when David went out of his way to try to recruit me when I was working at Blind Pig. Y'all want to talk about that? And said, "Oh, I would never, blah, 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 because I know how you are. I know the type of man that you are." Ask him how I just walked straight out of the job. Ask him how I didn't care and I just went and picked up my check later and could care less. You want to say the truth at some point? Ask David how he was talking about this and that, the same stuff that came from the internet that was never true and didn't make any sense. And I'm in a city I don't live in. I mean, shouldn't you just give me credit for
I'm in a city I don't live in. Holy shit.
going out there and hustling? See, that's the thing. Give credit where credit's due, man. When I'm in Austin, I ain't got nowhere to go, and I'm still out there and still made more money than everybody on that entire strip and block. And not once, not twice, not thrice, but every single time. You can't be serious, huh? I capitalize every single time. I'm not even playing. Every single time. So that's all I'm saying. Like for folks to be acting like I don't know, like they don't get it or they don't process reality or it doesn't make sense to them. I would love to know why. That's all. I would love to know why it's so complicated. I would love to know why it's so complicated to process basic reality. That's all. I'm just saying, bro, we don't have the same background. I'm a street dude. All these folks are regular civilians. They have to work in a bar industry that they can't get out of. If you're ex-military or you had some background like that, that means nothing to me. There's nothing about that that makes you tough or makes you a man or anything. It just means that you can't think for yourself, which is why you think you're accomplishing something and you're having to climb up a ladder that doesn't exist. If you're in Austin climbing up, I don't care if it's a corporate ladder, if you're
Joey, now you're talking shit about the people that you want to teach you how to build tanks and tumblers. So make it make sense.
climbing up a ladder on 6th Street within the bar industry, any of them ladders are ladders that don't exist. It's all imagination. I'm not playing. It means nothing. This is what folks do, and it's why it trips me out because they all have something to say when it comes to me, but yet they're wasting all their time in college for a meaningless piece of paper diploma that's not going to do anything for them. Or they're, wasting all their time in a bar industry that's for people who can't get other careers. You know what I mean? Like me.
And yet you're the one hungry and living in a bathroom.
I was doing it because it's the readily available work there, and I'd already done all the labor and all that stuff. I used to move furniture for court. I've done all that stuff. Worked at the convention center. These folks are the type of people, they'll come around me and talk about how they work a job here and there, but I was working every single day moving furniture with court, doing temp work, doing labor. I was working every day 6 in the morning. Like I got more assignments than anyone. I was like James Bond. They had to keep coming to me because I was the go-to guy.
And did you ever get taken on full time? Did any of those companies ever want to hire you? Or did you finally run out of temp work and have nothing else to do?
So pretty much everything that got built in Austin, I had a hand in. I'm not joking. I'm talking about everything. I worked at all them factories, all them different warehouses. Like I built a lot in Austin. So, I mean, shouldn't you just be thankful? That's what I don't get. They so used to like everyone being like them, but I'm not you. You know, understand? And that's the thing. I just stand on business. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to me that people talk, but I'm going to tell you the truth. We had conversations in person, me and Cody and me and this other guy. And I just told you the reality of those conversations. So what do you mean? See what I'm saying? How there's no room for confusion when I just am allowed to speak and I bring clarity? That's my thing. These folks are talking and then smirking like they're saying something, knowing what they're saying isn't true. Right, because it's so clear as broad day what your agenda is and what you're trying to do. And this came from the internet. Right, and it's
Just have somebody take him out to the dumpster, Red Screen.
not working. It didn't work. We're way past that. So now all them folks that feel some way, right? You know what that's called, what they're doing. You know what they're on. Cool. And you're still watching me succeed. Are you not? You're watching me succeed regardless.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Joey was talking about moving furniture, and he does think that a fridge and a couch constitutes infrastructure, so.
Listen, you're watching me win and you're watching me do the impossible right in front of you. So if folks feel some way, okay. And you get what I'm saying? Like that's my only point. Like I'm just saying, like folks can feel however they want, but have you accomplished what I've accomplished? Not even close. See, while these folks were working in the bar industry and they were taking their pictures together, smiling with their sunglasses on, I was pulling up in your city with over 300,000 in the bank account with the best stocks money can buy, cash and oil checks with over $1,000, living in embassy suites and stuff, in the Holiday Inns, living in them. You're not me. That's all I'm saying. People talk too much. You don't know what I've done. You don't know who I am. You don't know where.
All right, I rolled directly out of bed and got on here, so I gotta take my dog out real quick. She's tap dancing.
I've been. You have absolutely no clue who I am. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, it doesn't work like that. Like, folks really should not be talking that much. They really shouldn't. That's just not the way the real world works. So it's no surprise that I stand on business and address everything that's being said, and I'm going to continue to. Yeah, because, see, I know who I am, and so does everybody else. So I'm saying, like, you know, like, get your money, because I'm going to tell you straight up, none of them folks on 6th Street make any money. They literally get nowhere. They waste 10, 20 years, and then they turn around like, now I got to go to college and try to figure out a career. Now I got to try to figure this out. That's what happened with every single individual. Anyone who had my name in their mouth, they all had to get out of the bar industry now and realize reality and say, now I have to go figure something else because this ain't paying the bills, because they all got to pay rent because they don't understand the concept of ownership. Because while they was talking about me when I wasn't around, I was hustling and running the circles around them and owning and buying everything that I own cash down. Yes, it does matter. It completely matters. Just like all my respect in the streets matters and everything that I've done, standing on business. What do you mean? How would you take my situations that you weren't there for and know nothing about and then try to put them in a light that doesn't exist? Every situation I was in was positive. Every situation I was in was real as it gets, and I won. I'm the only one who can tell you my story. I'm just telling you the truth, man. I know everybody, man. I see some of these folks on these apps, and the minute they see me on these apps, you can see their movements. You can see what they're doing. They're running because they feel guilty and because they know what they did, man. There was a lot of stuff that transpired and went on, and it was all kind of behind my back. All of it, bro. People saw, people witnessed. There was a lot of people on my side. A lot of people love me in Austin. So I'm just saying, Austin's my city. It's going to continue to be my city. Like, I'm going to make it very clear. Oh, I'm going to make it crystal clear. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, like, folks want to talk, but like, what is you actually talking about? That's all I'm asking. I'm just saying, what is folks talking about? What is it that they're actually saying? Because I'll be real with you, I can't even figure it out no more. I'm just saying, I'm glad I'm not in that position. I'm totally glad. You know what I mean? Them folks been out there too long. Them folks is talking too much to each other. That's the thing. They keep acting like, oh, they're all buddy and friends. No, what you have is relationships of convenience. It's all fake. Everything you're on is the opposite direction of where we want to go and where anyone wants to go. Get that understood. And folks don't want to work in the bar industry forever. The only reason is because it's a cool opportunity. 6th Street has a lot of history on. You know what I mean? It's a historical location. It's cool for that aspect. You know what I mean? And like, you know, don't get me wrong, a lot of it is like one big family, but then you realize that the one big family has absolutely no loyalty to anyone, and it's all really just a big clique, right? See, that's the problem, because they really be gassing you up and making you believe, oh, we got your back. It's like any gang. Like they gassing folks up. Oh, we got your back. Oh, you all right out here. Oh, do what you need to do. So they got people moving out there freely, not thinking, and you just don't know, because none of them folks really have your back. That's a big deal, because if you don't really think and think twice, you know what I mean? There's all sorts of stuff going on out there all the time. And, you know, if you make one mistake, it's going to affect everything. That's all I'd be thinking about. I'm like, man, I'm lucky. Like, I'm blessed, like real talk, because, you know, because I was even believing some of the nonsense. Now I see what it is. It's kind of like when I went to like they invited me to like 2-3 interviews to one of them corporation companies out there in Austin. And I went to all of them and attended all of them. And this is the thanks I get. I go to all them interviews and they just waste my time and then don't allow me to work the job. But I'm way overqualified and more qualified than any employee they had. And that makes sense to you? I would have been good right there. You could have just done what I like. We would have been straight. I would have been gravy. I didn't even have anywhere to go out there, but I was dressed nice and looked good and was ready to go for the interview. How in the hell did you not just give me that job? I just told you this stuff runs in my DNA, and you're going to sit here and play games, but I can run any 5-star or Fortune 500 company better than the CEO and actually build and have the company be successful. And none of those companies in Austin are successful. I'm just saying, folks want to talk, but like, you know, we're not even close to the same tax bracket. I mean, we're talking about folks that couldn't hold a candle to me financially. And that's all I'm saying. If you're going to talk about money and you're going to act like you're about money, be about money, because I got documented receipts. We can have that conversation. We can talk about money. You understand? If you listen to how I talk, you can figure out the type of guy I am in 2 seconds. It's obvious who I am and what I'm about. And it's just crazy to me that folks want to stand in front of you and talk about me and have none of their facts straight and then think that, oh, it's all good and that's okay. No, it ain't all good. No, it's not okay. So now it's my turn. Because all these folks took their opportunities and this and that. Cool. And I stood on business and I still am. Now it's my turn to turn around and talk and say the facts. Like I said, them folks been working the bar industry, everyone, for years, decades, for centuries, and still haven't gotten anywhere. I mean, is that really the way to go? Should they really have time to talk about me? Because all they want to do is sit around and drink. I'm just telling you the truth. It's filled with narcissists in that bar industry. Because that's what narcissists do. They drink. They drink and they commit crimes. And I'm going to say it again. It is so clear what's happening on them bars in 6th Street. And the greatest part is I'm probably going to be offered a job and opportunity where I investigate matters like this, right? And I'm going to be doing it as who? Because I'm the real deal, right? You see the point here? I can already see it happening, man. You saw the element in the depictions about clubs. You saw what it was, right? Right? Just think about it. I'm just saying, like, it all makes perfect sense. You don't remember? You don't remember Batman going straight into the club? Because I remember that vividly in the depiction. So that's the thing. Like, folks want to talk, but it's like, bro, I mean, that's hilarious to me. Folks be making funny decisions all the time, and I just be laughing, man. You know what I mean? Like, do you understand what I do for a living? Like, that's the thing. Like, my job is to pay attention to all y'all now. My job is to study and figure out who's who and what's going on and everything. And when I get back to Austin, that's all I'm going to be doing. 100%. Nobody can tell me a thing, bro. What do you mean? I don't work for no one. I don't got a boss. I'm out here by myself, sovereign, 100%. I'm in these streets, Dolo. What's up? What's goody, huh? Yeah, this is my company. I'm the CEO. I dictate my own missions and assignments. I make my own decision. I do what I want to do, and I'm uncontrollable. How you like that? So that's all I got to say right now, man. I'm just saying that it was kind of funny to me how that stuff just came up out of nowhere. I'm like, man, that's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, man. And like I said, all them folks, all they was trying to do was pay their rent so they could have their little roommates. Like, you understand, I would love to do that because that's extra stuff for me. For me, that's an extra opportunity. For me, that's a whole different lifestyle I can build on top of what I already got. And I need it right now, to be honest. I would love that. But that's the thing. It's extra stuff. I already succeeded, man. Folks can say what they want, feel how they want, tell themselves what they want. But the reality is, I've always been on another level. I'm talking about, I come from the streets. I'm a hood legend in the ghetto for real. And that's the thing. When folks talk to me, they look at me, and for some reason, they don't process who I am. I don't understand that.
All right, I am back, and Freya is thankful for your patience.
don't understand that. I don't understand the fake talk. I don't understand none of that because they all are so big on having an opinion, right? And this and that and saying this and that. But it's like, do you really have the experience to talk or say anything? And that's all it is. Because I got more life experience than everybody, and I live faster than everyone because I live in a vibration of love. Catch up. So I'm just saying, like, nah, bro, we're not even in the same category, man. That's first off. Second off, folks can feel how they want, right? That's fine. No problem. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Hell, most of Austin is entitled, period, right?
I see what you did there,
deal
Joey.
is, I mean, that's fine. Folks are going to talk. And I'm going to continue to be respectful and mature and professional, but I'm also a grown man. And I'm just saying, you know, I don't have to say it. I don't have to talk. People know me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't have to explain who I am. You see what I'm saying? Because all my actions in the past and everything, every step I've taken and all the success I've had and all the accolades and all the money I made and spent, it speaks for me. You know, my success and my actions speak for themselves. You understand? My success speaks for itself 100%. So that's all I really got to say right now, man. You know, I'll talk to y'all later, man. But like I said, I just find it entertaining and funny, and I'll get paid for talking right now, and I'll get paid for talking every single time. You understand? Like I said,
That's all you've got to... Joey, we're an hour back, Joey, and that's all you've got to say?
They have a clothing line. You see everything on here. You see everything that I've built and everything I got going. And like I said, I've been making a living off this for like 3+ years. That was what I was supposed to do. That's what all of them want to do. They want to get out the bar industry. They wish that they could work for themselves. They wish that they could own and have stuff like me. But the fact is, none of them will ever catch up. They'll never own anything. Owning something costs about $100,000 at least to $300,000 to $500,000. They never had money like that. I've had it over and over and over again. So I'm just saying, we are not.
Wait, can I hear that one more time?
That was what I was supposed to do. That's what all of them want to do. They want to get out the bar industry. They wish that they could work for themselves. They wish that they could own and have stuff like me. But the fact is, none of them will ever catch up. They'll never own anything. Owning something costs about $100,000 at least to $300,000 to $500,000.
Owning something costs $100,000 to $300,000 to $500,000 just to own something.
Never had money like that. I've had it over and over and over again. So I'm just saying, we are not the same. Folks are entitled to their opinion, I guess. Folks can say what they want and feel how they feel. Cool, that's fine. But I'm going to respond. And I'm going to respond on a public platform professionally and do my career and get paid for it. When I respond, I get paid. But when they talk for free. And again, if anyone on 6th Street or in Austin would like to do a live interview about any matter, anything that you need to say, right, whether it's regarding me or any matter, I'm more than happy to do that. In fact, I would encourage it. Because again, I'm going to get paid for that interview and you aren't going to get paid a dime. See the difference here? See what I'm saying? So like I said, man, you know, I don't even know what to tell folks. I really don't. Like, do what you do. But I don't get it personally. I don't understand it. Because I just would think that folks that would talk about me would, you know, be on my level. The reason why they talk about me and gossip is because of the fact that they're nowhere near my level. People already knew I was a superstar day one. I'm a real superstar. I'm the real thing, and I do the real thing. We're just not the same. That's all I got to say. You know what I mean? So like I said, I mean, I'm glad that I'm not in those positions. I'm glad that for me, that's just extra stuff. Everything in Austin is a vacation for me. And I'm thinking about going on another one as soon as possible. So that's all I really got to say, man. Like I said, let folks do what they do. Let them think what they want. Let them say what they want. That's perfectly fine, man. I'm going to do what I need to do.
Second time, that's all he's had to say. And he goes on for another hour.
And do the best that I can. It's just that simple. Like I said, like I'm on my own in this and I got to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? Real talk. I will never understand it, man. I really won't. Like, you know, all them folks could have just been happy for me. All those folks could have had a conversation, but they were too busy acting like there's something they're not. Meanwhile, they had no idea I am who I am. They had no idea who they was talking to. And it's weird to me. It's even weirder because it was literally proven in front of them. Everyone. I've watched these folks. They see me with women right next to me and everything. And you can see that they're in their feelings. But like the feelings that they're in don't exist. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have a lot of folks that talk, but they're entertaining actual delusion. You understand? It's just like for someone to actually tell me anything, you'd have to be on my level or beyond. And there's nobody who's even close. Nobody's ever going to get beyond my level. They can't even play catch up with me. And I'm talking real, actual facts backed by, documented fact and backed by money, homie. So that's all I'm saying. Like, don't think it's easy. It ain't easy at all. And it's lonely as hell at the top, but I'm on top. And I built my own companies and I keep my company's ideas. I built everything. These folks want to keep talking and acting, but I mean, do you know how much money I've really made and spent this entire time? It's a lot, bro. It's a whole lot. You know what I mean? And like, that's on top of all the millions I made and spent independently. I've seen a lot of money, homie. I mean, I've seen money nonstop. So I was making all the right moves. I remember it was the same thing when I was working in them different companies, like Build Design and all that in Austin. I remember. And what did I tell you? I sat down with the supposed owner from another country, conveniently, of Build Design, and told him, I don't need this job. What do you mean? I stood on business, right? And he wanted to try to tell me something. And I said, here, before you say anything to me, listen to this, homie. I'm only here so I can pay off my property taxes so I can sell my property. And then I'm rich, and then I don't care. I don't need this job. I told him straight in front of him, and he was like, oh, okay. Right. The man that you're hearing talk right now tells CEOs and owners of companies what it is and explains to them reality that they're never going to come close to me. And I went and made $100K off that transaction, off selling that 50-acre property, and it should have been $150,000, right? And he's sitting there, and they would do anything to make $100,000. They're not rich. They're trying to make a living like everybody else. They got overhead costs and expenditures when they open and run a business. They got to keep shelling money out. They don't want to keep doing that. They wish they had it like me. And that's exactly why I can't keep a job, because I keep making tons of money, independent capital, while I'm working for someone. And then I open my mouth, and then suddenly they get in their feelings. It ain't nothing but jellyfish everywhere you go. Just like it was the same thing. I worked for the NBA next door in Minneapolis, 18 an hour as their janitor, cleaning the bathrooms and the hallways. Great job. Had a lot of fun. They had food. It wasn't the best, but they had food. I was happy.
They had food.
But because the staff in the shelter next door felt some way because I was making more money than them, and they were the ones having to write my little, whatever you want to call it, tickets or whatever for, they give me a paper so that I could get back in at a time, whatever, when I got out of work, because I get out late. You understand? So I'd have to have that, like, it's like a voucher almost, but not really, like that paper for the curfew to get in. And then they'd still give me a hard time. The whole staff was in on it. They were all in their feelings. So I told you the stunt he pulled, and I won in that too. So that's what I'm saying. Like me, I stand on business. People know me everywhere for being a man and standing on business. That's a grown man. There's nothing out of the ordinary about that. There's no other way to depict that. So I'm going to make sure that every individual that said my name at all, that I get the facts straight and address everything that you said publicly, homeboy. I hope you understand that. Now it's my turn to talk. You understand? So, I mean, that's my deal. Like, I've never seen so many grown men and dudes that should be real men. And again, I'm the only real man who ever existed, gossiping, and then, the so-called women, all they do is gossip. But if you're going to gossip, honey, at least get your facts straight. That's what I'm on, and that's all I'm saying. So, if folks feel some way about that, it is what it is, homie. It kind of seems like everybody in their feelings, and they got to watch me win while I wear these watches that they can't afford. That's exactly what it is. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's all I really got to say, man. Like, let folks do what they do. We're going to keep on succeeding. We're going to keep on, trying. And
count number 3, if that's all I really have to say. 53 minutes from the end.
And moving forward, and we're just going to keep on doing what we do. But like I said, I'm on a whole different level. If folks want to talk about music, let me know when you're going to provide a music circuit and equipment and a studio and do things fairly. Like, I don't even understand. Like, all that stuff is fun and games to me. 6th Street is fun and games to me. And that's what it's
all that stuff costs money, Joey. Where's your money?
Meant to be. So when I go out or I do things, I have fun. I'm not worried about how folks feel, because it wouldn't make any sense. That's what folks do. They want to pretend, 5 years later and stuff. Like, I'm not the one doing that. I addressed this immediately, and I've addressed it every chance I could. I'm busy running around, working, traveling. I'm living life, man. I'm living my best life. And I'm just saying, folks should really, really, want to get like me. You know what I mean? Clearly, because if folks had their priorities straight, they'd be somewhere close to my positioning. I have $1,300 bat cycle. I got items cost over $4,000. I got 7 bikes in inventory, all $200 to $300 plus each. I wear these expensive watches for me, not for anyone else, not to oppress anyone, but people make comments on them all the time because they're nice as hell. The one I'm wearing right now look like a Rolex. What you mean? I don't care. I'm just saying, I don't have delusions of grandeur. I have an actual recipe for grandeur. When I was in Austin, the way that I moved, because I'm a genius, was genius the whole time. I developed and have my own hustle that people want to get like me. It's in the reading and download right now. They said people want to be you so bad it's unbelievable. I got advice for all y'all that want to be me. Try working on being you. So I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying. It's like I look back in the past and I'm like, yeah, all them folks was trying to front. Imagine how you feel now. That's why I'm addressing everything. You see why I'm talking about all these different matters? You see why it has to be addressed? Because they was trying to front. Why were you trying to front if you don't know me? I don't understand that. Like, but you want to talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z's 3 feet tall. He did the same thing Epstein did. He's on the Epstein files. That came out, and I'm the man who said that for decades. No one else. Tyree Sneed is who said the truth about that for decades. So these folks don't have a good reputation. He can't even go to Marcy Projects. He can't. So what do you mean? And everywhere he goes, he has a security team with him. I don't have a security team with me. I am a security. So because somebody's real and down to earth, folks think they know you and then they start wanting to act. I just don't get where that comes from. If you know a little bit about me, shouldn't you respect me since I earned my respect? My respect is a given, homie. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm me, bro. I'm a real dude, man. I don't change, bro. I'm just saying people's perspectives make no sense. That's why I don't waste my time talking to people. If you want to be successful, it's like that one guy said, you have to have the eagle mentality. You got to fly above all the nonsense, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not hearing it. You understand? I don't have time for it because I'm truly successful. My business has done nothing but graduate, level up. All I do is level up. All I do is keep on achieving more and excelling. I am progress. This is manifest destiny. You heard of manifest destiny? So like I said, let folks talk. Let them do what they do. Let them talk and watch the money pile up. Oh yeah, let me tell you that next check amount too real quick.
Please do. We can't wait.
So that next check coming in this month is over $106. I just paid the phone bill because I'm a boss, as usual. Sound like a guy that make a lot of money to me. I don't know what you mean. I pay for my car lot every month over $100.
All right, so we have phone bill confirmation.
Right? And the next check after that, let me take a look. Is already up over $4. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
$4 in 5 days. Holy shit! You ballin', Joey.
Like, we working on the next check. I just paid the phone. We getting everything
What's up, Tricky Trick?
going and moving. Like, I'm here. I'm here, baby. I'm working, homie. Yeah.
Colin.
I'm working, homie. I'm building my business. I'm making it happen. I got some circulation already with my business. Folks, it's in their feelings, homie, and that's fine. But that's it. Folks can be in their feelings, and so what?
Colin, you need to give it up, man. Joey just made $4 in 5 days. That's it. It's a wrap. Go home.
Powerless, man. So like I said, we're going to keep moving forward. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows, man. Everybody knows. And like I shine. And like I said, like, yeah, I paid cash for everything. I built everything with my own independent capital. I have documented receipts, like in emails and everything. I got receipts for all my transactions. I've paid for everything, bro. Cash, my money, off hard work. That's all I'm saying is, like, before people say my name, just ask about who you're speaking about. Understand we're not all the same. All them folks are civilians. I am not a civilian. You could say I am technically, and I'll use it to my advantage, you know, because we all are technically, I guess, but I'm not you.
Technically.
I'm just not. We're way different, bro. You got to study my lineage. I'm a descendant of what? I'm the real thing, bro. We're different.
You're a descendant of shitheels.
You know what I mean? Like, real talk. My whole family is who created frontier justice, man. I don't know what you mean. My whole family was actual outlaws, bro. I'm the original descendant of the mob. We run this country and world, and I've done this by myself the entire time, basically. I mean, you got to give me some credit, bro. So when folks say this and that and blah, 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 I mean, hell, I don't mind. My name ring bells. Just say that. I'm just saying, when you talk about me, make sure it's positive. Because I've been hearing it for too long, and like, bro, I mean, when is someone going to say the truth? Because all the truth is positive, and that's all I'm saying is people keep trying to take the positivity and change it and morph it. This is not go Power Rangers. All of them should be singing on 6th Street, and all these folks, it's morphin' time. Because every time they talk, they be trying to morph the truth into something totally opposite of what the hell it was. I don't know where they do that at, but it ain't a good look, homie. And that's all I'm saying is, like, brother, I mean, come on, man. You ain't got to do all that. It's not that serious. You understand? Remember, I'm just responding. I'm addressing what folks are saying. That's all. I have a right, just like everyone has is entitled to their opinion. That's fine. And I have a right to respond with the facts, especially when it's concerning my name. And now, trust me, these folks are going to be like, what the hell is going on? Because I keep responding. And I'm not responding to just one individual. I'm responding to everyone now. See what I'm saying? Now I'm calling it all out publicly. If folks want to do these behaviors, they want to act this way, they want to exhibit these behaviors and this immaturity and this lack of compassion, like Pac said. Pac said it best, right? He said, remember this lack of compassion, remember this lack of conscience when I come out. And I'm in the same boat. So now it's my turn. And now we're going to discuss these matters fully and wholly. And we're going to make sure that we get to the facts of every situation. Because when I tell
Just
you
the
I run 6th
facts,
Street and I
Jack.
run Austin, Texas, I mean I run it. And this is the thing, and this is the crazier part. The homeboy that I'm
How you gonna run it when you don't have any keys, Joey?
talking about, the Ryland dude, he had just made a post talking about this nonsense with security. Who are you to give an opinion? Who is he? Who is he to give an opinion and talk about, you all heard about the situation that happened? Yeah, and you ain't even from Austin. That's number one. Right? Let's get that straight and get that right. First off, I'm from Austin. I've been in the paper for like the
Really? Because earlier you said you were born there, but you weren't really from there. You were from the hood and the streets. But now you're from Austin.
best balloon animal as a kid. I'm a unicorn. I'm from Austin. Born in
The best
Austin with security. Who are you to give an opinion? Who is he? Who is he to give an opinion and talk about, you all heard about the situation that happened? Yeah, and you ain't even from Austin. That's number one. Right? Let's get that straight and get that right. First off, I'm from Austin. I've been in the paper for like the best balloon animal as a kid. I'm a unicorn. I'm from Austin. Born in Austin and Seton Hospital, the same one they called that I've had to go through all this for years because of their phone calls. You want to talk about that? So I'm from Austin, right? So all that stuff you're talking, right? That's cute, right? But like you can say whatever you want. You know what I mean? But I'm really from Austin. You know what I mean? So when you're saying what you're saying, oh, you all heard about this and that. Yeah, we all heard. And we heard. Brother, in the hood and ghetto, there's stuff happening every day. The hood and ghettos that I come from that they cleaned up and renovated after I was 16 and I left them. Okay, I'm 36. That's 20 years ago. I came up in real projects in hoods and ghettos before they literally renovated every project in hood and ghetto in this country. There is no such thing as a hood or ghetto since I was about 16 to 18.
No more hoods or ghettos. Wow, they cleaned it all up after Joey left. It's amazing. Yeah, Horza, I've heard him mention the balloon animal before, but it's still insane every time he says it.
They renovated and cleaned them all up right around when I was about 17, 18 years old. After that, there was no such thing as a ghetto. That's first of all, right? Second of all, who is he? Like who is he? Who is he to speak on any of this? And he said, well, it's something it's really been grinding my gears. See, these folks, they love to talk, but if I call out what they talking about, I bet you they gonna feel some way. And I love it because I'm gonna do it all in my leisure. That's what he said. He said, I've been doing security 10 years. And then he's talking all this same rah rah, real big. He talking that cash talk, right? Talking cash stuff like Steve used to say, right? That's what they all do. They talk real cash stuff on social media or behind a screen in a phone. They don't talk like that. I've seen homeboy. We had a conversation. He didn't talk like that inside Soho. No, he didn't. What do you mean? I'm just telling you the truth, man. There's a lot of fronting going on. There's always a lot of fronting, man. Like I'm saying, you need to ask about who's who and get your facts straight when it comes to who I am. That's all. Because folks was always in their feelings. They was in their feelings at Dizzy Rooster. They was in their feelings at every job I worked out there. That's fine. And I move around it and I keep doing my thing. Obstacles don't stop me, partner. I'm the real deal. So what do you mean? So, first of all, who is he to speak on the matter at all? You don't have any real history on 6th Street. You're not a gangster. You're not a street dude. You're not real security. So you're talking about real security and this and that and blah, blah, and you're talking about the same thing about certifications. Brother, certifications has nothing to do with security and it means nothing. I was the security for Justin Timberlake at ACL. He smoked a cigarette right in front of me and said hello to me. That's number one. Get that straight. Number two, when I was at ACL, I was the only one who had a gift and was able to find anything that folks were coming in with. And I'm talking about 6 times in a row. It showed I had a gift and I was at ACL and I was finding everything that they had that they were coming in with. Nobody else was doing that. And I was doing temp work out there. Okay. So I mean, you have to understand they've had me on them racetracks out there in Austin, and I've stopped some real stuff. Like I've saved lives. I've done a lot in security in
Lights.
Austin, a lot more than the individual who's talking. So that's what gets me. And guess what? I don't have any certifications. So that right there proves that the certification talk is meaningless and means nothing, because there's folks like me that come from real backgrounds that it's either too hard or difficult, or we don't have the money to do it because we have to keep on bouncing around and traveling and struggling and then bouncing up and being rich and then being poor again. And that's fine. I'm not concerned about it. But see, that's the thing. Folks think because they get a certification that it makes them someone. You're still talking about an element that shouldn't even be involved in security. It completely defeats the purpose. And I'm going to go one farther. Your post makes absolutely no coherent sense and is half the problem of why this happened and why 6th Street is the way it is. You understand that? Because exactly what you're saying, if we turn it around on top of my point I just made, right? Like if we turn around your statement, right? It's literally the problem. So what do you mean? What solves the problem is having security that just knows what they're doing, right? And isn't so reactive, isn't on what you're saying. That's literally the issue. So like I just don't get what point folks think they're making. You have to have a voice to speak on it. What this individual is doing is overcompensating. That's why you're running around 6th Street with orange hair looking like the game rapper when he dyed his hair pink, homie. Yeah, think I don't know, right? Yeah, and ask about the game in Rosemo 700. Ask about that situation and find out the truth, people, that they've tried to cover up forever. The game is solved. So see, you talking to a real one now, just like we had a conversation in person in Soho. You understand? So that's the thing. I don't forget anything. When folks talk to me in person, right? Hey, say what you need to say. Because remember, that conversation, I'm going to talk about it publicly. You understand? I'm just saying, bro. That's the thing. Folks pretend online. That's what they do. They go to their computers and their phones for their problems. You understand? I'm just telling you the truth, homie. Like, what is he talking about? Isn't that the whole problem of why all this stuff is happening? Number one. Number two, why do you think that's happening? Because it has to do with the laws that they're passing? Because it all comes down to the same thing. What do you think we have a rap industry for? So, I mean, aren't you like another one trying to make it in rap? Aren't all of y'all? I mean, it's contradictory to what you're saying. That's what rappers, they don't really get paid. They get manipulated and used, but that's why they have any kind of budget or finances. It's not their money. It's just money to facilitate them as an artist. But that money is there because of what they're promoting in their songs. What does 50 Cent always rap about? So what you're talking about is completely the entire point of why this happened. Shouldn't we get away from that, if anything? You see my point? And that's why they're doing it, because they have an agenda. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of this stuff, man, you can tell what it comes from, man. All you got to do is study, bro. It's common sense. You could say what you want, but every time I've ever looked, it's been the military industrial complex. And you claim to be ex-military. So that's kind of contradictory too, isn't it? This is why folks are running around 6th Street in Austin with orange hair trying to stand out. Like, what are you trying to be, a Skittle?
Joey, what about the green hair that you used to have? And didn't you have an orange mohawk at one point? What the fuck are you even talking about? You've done this. You've done the same shit.
I guess that boy was trying to be the next Takashi 6ix9ine, right? I'm just saying, bro, like, I mean, you got to be realistic at some point, man. Like, folks will think, like, because they're tall, it means anything. Like, he's a tall, lanky dude. And, I mean, I'm just saying, bro, like, like, the build is just not there. I mean, it's not even close to me. I mean, the strength level's not there. None of it's there. So, I mean, I just don't understand. Where do you get off talking and running around? Oh, I'm this and that. That's what he was doing. Yeah. You know how we look at that? We laugh, bro. That's what folks do who nowhere near the real level that I'm at my level. Overcompensate, run around. Oh, I'm this and that. Oh, I was the manager over here. You remember? I bought you a gold watch. You remember? These folks are young, man. They want to act like they old and grown men already. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, brother, I'm 36. I'm aging backwards. I mean, what do you mean? All I'm saying is, bro, like, be yourself. Yeah, you're a guy. You just said it. You did security for 10 years. That's it. I thought you was out there way longer than that, personally. And I mean, if you say you did security 10 years, it was only a couple years back when I saw you out there and saw what you was doing with your money. Like, I've seen the truth. You know what I mean? I've seen what it is. Like, so how you out there working security for 10 years and still having major women issues? Yeah. Oh, I know everything, brother. Like I literally know everyone. Like the woman that he was talking to, she tried to holler at me before you. You understand that? And I said no. I just think it's funny, folks be talking, but like, trust me, you don't want to talk about money with me, and you don't want to talk about women, okay? Because every woman they introduce me to, like, I mean, I win with every single time, every time, right? And I'm talking for real. So that's the difference. Like, you got folks on Sixth Street think they selling like them. Them women out there is playing everyone, trying to, and they not even doing a good job of it because they don't know how to do that because they ain't from the hood and the ghetto to begin with. So what do you mean? So I guess the hood and the ghetto does mean something and does count for something, doesn't it? So I'm just saying, yeah, that's what folks do. Like, brother, I think that it would be a lot more likable, and like, I think you could be an all right guy if you just stop overcompensating. You know what I mean? Like, other than that, I mean, the Cody dude, he just basically serves
Look,
one function.
all you gotta do is just stop being taller than me and stop carrying more keys than me, and then we can get along.
He likes to repeat himself. He hasn't really developed a personality like a lot of them, and that's the thing. They take their attributes of other people's personalities, and all they know how to do is copy. That's what narcissism is.
Holy shit, Joey. Have a little bit of self-reflection. That's all you've ever done, Joey. Everything that you've ever emulated is from a movie. Even your tattoos are from movies and TV shows. They're from other people. You don't have an original thought in your body.
They don't actually have an identity or personality. So I'm just saying, like, how do you think I look at things? I look at things as what it is. I'm telling you the truth. If folks feel some way, good. That's perfectly fine because I stand on it and I stand on business. And what I'm saying is all facts. So again, if you've done security for 10 years and you're still having major women problems and you're having to do what you do with your money and right in front of my face, and you know, if security for 10 years in Austin and you haven't gotten to a position where you can make a successful living on a whole nother level independently on your own, did you think he was hustling? It's like he said, Vin Diesel said in that one depiction, right? Did you think he was crossing them over because of this played out platinum? Yeah, he told him back in my day we used to what? Right. Like that's what I come from. Like we're not the same, dude. But that's all. Like folks thought that I was just another person out there, and then they slowly actually quickly, the minute I started, you know, actually being myself, right, and working these actual jobs, you know, like being the best bouncer ever, right? And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you say you do security, that's fine. And I'm the guy who literally stood up to all of them companies. I'm the guy who stood up for what's right. And I'll tell you right now, if you claim you did security for 10 years in Austin, half of them security companies are corrupt as hell and doing all sorts of illegal activity. So I'm gonna give you a word of advice. What's his name? Rylan, right? I wouldn't go around saying that and bragging about that. In fact, I would just not say it at all.
Hey, Vlad. He's on one this morning.
That's what I would do. Actually. Okay, Rylan, I think that's a better idea. And I think that you shouldn't color your hair orange either. It kind of makes you look like a walking eraser running around Austin. Maybe one day at some point, I think that folks are going to gather who they were actually talking about and who they're talking to. Because I respond to everybody. That's one of the differences. Yeah. But I don't know whether to say hello to you or like if I need some candy, like if it's Halloween or something. You know, trying to look like a pumpkin, like a big old jack-o'-lantern or something like. Oh man, that's the problem with Austin, man, and everywhere. It's too much of this you know what stuff. It's too much, you know what correctness, and they're trying to establish and create a fake dichotomy and act like, oh, we have diversity, we have variety. No, it's called faking it till you make it and faking it, and it's overcompensating. It's absolutely hilarious. It's not a good look, and in fact, it shows the complete opposite that you're not genuine and you don't really believe in anything that matters that I do, like actual equality. To you folks in Austin, everything is backwards. You want to sit here and have conversations with folks like Rylan, and you want to keep supporting them. But what have they actually contributed to society? What have they actually contributed to our community? What have they actually done for any of us? What have they built? They're not doing anything. They're mooching off the job system that's out there, and that's all, and not getting anywhere, not progressing, not building anything. And I'll be the first to tell you reality so that you can hear the facts. How about that? Enough is enough. You understand? These folks have been running around. They haven't contributed anything. They're causing all sorts of stuff to happen. I mean, why don't you talk about that? Like, I don't understand why would you give an opinion on this situation when you can look at who did it? Why don't you look at that? Look at your TV screen. Look at YouTube. Look at who did it. I mean, you can sit here and pretend all you want, but 100% you have something in common, which brings me back to Cody. Cody was sitting there trying to call, oh, well, this and that and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm the truth. And I speak up for what's right and the actual truth in this country. And I don't understand why we have a job market that's literally being run and taken over and dominated by folks who ain't from here. So what do you mean? You're not making any sense. I mean, why are you rigging everything and making everything one way and favoring other folks, right? And these different groups and the culture, right? When they're not contributing and not doing anything. They're not doing one thing right. They're not able to take care of their households. They're not doing anything for anyone. That's why they're all having to pay all these expenses all the time. We all know, right? They refuse to work. They refuse to get up and build anything. They don't know how to own anything. They don't understand money management or assets or stocks investing, how to build a future, how to build generational wealth or a legacy like I've done all the above. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I got my people out of poverty a long time ago. You say what you want, but that's the same thing that these different organizations be running around saying. They terminology means to bring your people out of poverty. At what point have they done that? The homeboy just said he worked security for 10 years and still ain't gotten nowhere. Mission failed, homie. So again, what do you mean? I'm the truth. What I'm saying is the truth and I stand on it. See, why are you trying to take my words and morph them into something they never were and change them to something? That's not how it works, homie. See, that's the thing. Like what y'all on don't make no sense. It don't fly, period, homie. Actually, it just don't fly. It got to make sense when you're talking. So that's why I keep looking at folks like, what is you on? What is you talking about? Folks can feel however they want. Folks can do whatever they want. It ain't got nothing to do with me, man. I know what I say, bro. What do you mean? See, that's the thing. Yeah, I say what I say and I stand on it. And I never backpedal not once in my entire life, and I never will. Now, what's up? Yeah. So, like I said, the truth needs to be said. Maybe that's the problem with Austin. Do you ever think about that? Yeah, exactly. Folks don't know how to stand on business. They don't know how to stand for nothing. That's the truth. So, like I said, man, say the truth. Like, why are you trying to put it on anyone? Nobody knew any of this stuff was going to happen. Nobody knew. There wasn't any way to really respond or react. But the point is, if you're going to say what you're saying, I mean, like I said, Austin needs a Batman. That's what you need. So, I mean, go ahead and cut my check. Go ahead and pay me, right? Because, I mean, you can't do it because you could have all them certifications and whatever, and you still can't, you're not going to be able to do anything for anyone. You can't protect anyone. You can't even take care of yourself. You can't even build a future or career. You don't have anything. You don't own anything. Doesn't that prove the point? You don't know martial arts for real. You see my point? That's what people think. They think they take a couple of karate classes and go get a job and then, be real nice to the boss and get promoted and, oh, now I'm somebody. So then I come through and they have no idea who they're talking to. So now they want to talk and pretend there's something they're not. Brother, I'm above everyone at a level no one will ever reach. I don't know what folks thought. I don't know who they thought they was talking to, but you got me completely misconstrued and confused, homie. For real. All of them, homie. Yeah. So see, that's the difference. And like I said, I already had conversations with all of these folks face to face. This is after the fact. I already stood on business. Ain't that funny? About everything. You know what I mean? So what do you mean? Huh? And like I said, I'm waiting for anyone to talk or say one word or anything. That's what I'm waiting for. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to respond publicly. And it's going to be beautiful and epic every time I respond. You understand? And that's the reason why I block accounts. I'll block accounts because I'm saying the truth. There is no way to respond. Just accept the truth and listen and learn. And if you're just going to start, talking and whatever and typing and you're not saying anything of substance, why would I be here to listen to that? I'm a grown man. Folks talk to me with the utmost respect, everyone and anyone. So what do you mean? See what I'm saying? I don't have to hear you out. I don't have to listen to what you have to say. But me, you got to listen to what I got to say. You see the difference? And I'm going to say this clear as day. If I had been in Austin, I 100% think that these situations would be totally different. Had I been over there, had y'all had me working over there, 100%. See, people know me, bro. Like real talk. People know me. I don't just stand around. You understand? So that's the thing. I have a million stories about me. A million, bro. Real stories. Like I said.
Yeah, you have a million stories about you. Nobody else does.
Austin needs a Batman. Go ahead and cut my check and provide me a budget. Like I said, send me $50,000.
And the fact that you would interject yourself into a tragedy, claiming that you could have changed the outcome, is just the highest form of fucking narcissistic bullshit.
I'm going to capitalize again. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep capitalizing. You understand? And off of what? Off of my own efforts and my own efforts only and my hard work. You understand? I worked for security for 10 years. Ooh, wow. You want a cookie? Wow, that's really impressive, along with your orange hair. That's just great. Would you like a trophy for that? I worked security for 10 years, and I carry keys around to make myself feel important, and I go to other bars and I say, this is who I am. And how do you think folks feel about that? You know? Truth is, nobody cares, brother. Like I said,
And the amazing part is that you're bagging on him for bragging about the exact same shit that you always brag about. So you're like shooting your own self in the dick right now.
10 years working security, that's nothing to brag about. That's 10 years wasted. And this is a fact. Okay. And if you haven't at the least, built your own security company, you've accomplished absolutely nothing. I'm not going to lie to you. And even if you have built your own security company, 99% of businesses fail, and most security businesses and companies fail. So you're going to still have to go back to the drawing board again and restructure your business and get a new business that's actually going to succeed and figure out how to build a business. And again, we offer everything over here. If you'd like a session, you're more than welcome to pay me. It'll be like 25, 50 bucks for a 30-minute session. And we can talk about that because folks need advice to learn how to build a business so they can quit working in the bar industry and quit working these security jobs because it's a joke. Like I told you, I have proof. I've seen it with my own eyes what these security companies do. The security companies 100% are corrupt. They do a lot of illegal activity. All of these security companies. So don't sit here bragging about I worked security for 10 years. Well, I would love to know for who. In fact, I would love to have a direct conversation on my show with you, and you can explain to me and the public which security companies you work for so I can investigate that next and look into what they're doing so I can figure out every little mistake they've made and everything they've done. Because I'm a venture to guess that they've made a whole lot of mistakes throughout the course of these decades. You understand that? You want to talk about I worked security for 10 years. Well, then where was you? You can't be everywhere. I understand that better than anyone, I mean, I get that. No problem on that, but I'm just saying. I mean, you all didn't build a structure of anything in Austin. Where's the protection? Where's security? Where's the safety? Where's anything? All the elements you promised folks and said that's there, and it was all a big illusion. It's all smoke and mirrors, right? And people like me who are real saw through that and knew that. Austin ain't nothing but another city where it's every man for himself and everybody is just on some selfish, entitled behavior, and whatever they can get, they can get. The same way in College Station, it's the same way in Houston, it's the same way in Dallas, it's the same way in every single city across America right now, and it's what needs to change. Now you want to talk about it. Now you want to complain and whine. But I was right in front of you. You could have utilized me and you could have hired me full time and given me a job. A person like you, if you say that you got clear, you got whatever it is, certifications and all that, why didn't you talk to me? Why don't you get in touch with me? You can cash at me the money and say, this is so you can get your certification and you can come work with me. Why don't you be a man about the matter? I'll do it straight up. See, I have no reservations about being a man because I'm the only real man who ever existed. See, what I say, I back up. That's the difference. See, I help people when I'm able to help people. I can do anything I put my mind to. You understand? So, I mean, if you really want to make a difference, Rylan, right? If you really want to make a difference in Austin, I mean, hell, team up with me because I'm already doing it. I'm going to win with or without you. I'm going to save Austin with or without you. I'm going to fix that city with or without you with the money that God give me, my own independent capital and money. So I'm just saying, folks like you was right in front of me and you was more
With
concerned
or
about talking that
without
nonsense that doesn't exist and bragging about a bunch of stuff that, ain't nothing to brag about and you shouldn't be bragging about or even talking about. It's not a good look. Instead of saying, hey, how can I provide for you? How can I put you on? How can we utilize you as a resource out here so that we can build? Cody could have done the same thing. Cody was too busy drinking and running around, with his limp, talking about nothing and listening to these little songs. That's all he was doing. You know what I mean? I mean, he's the one who said how he felt. I mean, okay, cool. Then, I mean, we don't have to speak, do we? Right? You understand? We don't need to speak at any point. I'm going to speak publicly and you're going to listen to me and pay me in the process. That's how this going to go. Yeah. That's how this going to work. And then pretty soon at some point, basically, I'm going to be your boss. Yeah, because 6th Street is mine. And like I said, I'm going to have the money from God. I'm going to be able to buy out the buildings and actually run 6th Street and restructure it. And I would have it where it's actually like safe as can be, where we can actually, take the right precautions and measures to make sure people are protected and safe and happy. And that would be common sense. If the mayor or anyone had any intellect, it would be common sense that you would build an entertainment district correctly and have a line of actual protection put there in place. But again, it's all smoke and mirrors because the mayor doesn't care about the city. Everything's corrupt. They don't care about the city at all. That's why all that stuff is in the street. They don't care about the homeless issue. They're who created it and exacerbated it. Everything is an implemented agenda. In fact, they've been sending folks from that shelter down here where I'm at. And I know for a fact they're coming from Austin. So you want to tell me I'm not amazing at my job? That's what they do. They tell them, oh, yeah. That's what they go in the newspaper and say, oh, we've relocated them. Relocating them is getting them on a bus.
So I finally managed to find this thumbnail that I was looking for. This is Joey a few years ago, and he's now talking about some dude in Austin with orange hair that should really rethink his life. And yeah, I'll just leave that there for you.
And just sending them next to Mexico with nowhere to go. They're literally out here just standing around. That was
Shopper. Sup?
relocating them, Austin, Texas. How, if the truth came out about this, and it just did publicly, how would that reflect with the mayor and the entire government structure that's completely corrupt in Austin, Texas? Can you please
Sup,
explain to
Chaos?
me how we have leaders who are this corrupt and no one wants to just say the truth and expose the truth? Well, I just did it for you. So when you say you worked security for 10 years and probably mostly, if not all, in Austin, Texas, let me explain something to you, Rylan. That's not something that you brag about, and you should probably never go around saying that anywhere you go. And that's just honest advice, brother.
He's a cockatoo. Because he looks like he sucked a cockatoo.
It ain't nothing to brag about. It's just like when them folks was like, I don't know why you say that you were the bouncer at this club like it's something to brag about or an accomplishment. You have the game backwards, brother. It's most definitely an accomplishment. What do you mean? That's the realest club on 6th Street. And I was the head of security by myself for a 2-story bar. You're a door guy that's just sitting in front of
two-story bar.
Chupacabras, a made-up fantasy character in the first place. I mean, I don't think that you're in a position to tell me what's a good look or anything like that. I mean, that is a good look because, again, I was the head of security. Brother, I would dress like a club goer and do my job. What do you mean? And I was getting paid.
We've seen you do your job. You were also a door guy. You were just standing out front, leaning against a wall.
And when Brandon wasn't paying me, like I said, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to end up getting my money regardless at some point, right? Because, like I said, they all have to pay me settlement.
He claims that he did pay his phone bill. So we are good to go for another month.
What you don't understand. So what do you mean? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it just be funny as hell, man. The narcissists think they're playing chess and playing games. And meanwhile, I mean, all you're doing is putting me on to more opportunities and more money and helping me. That's why I play the game at the level I do, because I've seen it every time. The owners of these companies, they never win. Just like all these corrupt authorities never win. They don't win. Being in them positions, they're not winning. I mean, like I said, there's corrupt officials being arrested every day. All their little secrets are coming out because it's corrupt and because it's a lot of evil and wickedness going on. It doesn't have to do with the position, but I'm just saying that I've never seen them folks win because that's why they're in them positions. The righteous are not in positions like that. The righteous like me, we can't even get in positions like that because the world is so evil, they won't let us. You understand? That's the truth. So I'm going to spell it out for you plain as day, right? I'm going to tell you straight up what it is. If you want Austin to be safe and protected and everything to be the right way and good in Austin, the way that I do, right? I said, why don't you provide the opportunity? Why don't you cut me a check? Why don't you send me some money? We got a Cash App, PayPal, and a Venmo. Cody can do it. Rylan can do it. All them folks that worked at Dizzy Rooster or any bar out there can do it. I mean, they already owe me tons of money for wrongful you know what. So what do you mean? I'm guaranteed settlements. From almost every bar on 6th Street, I'm guaranteed settlements. Remember that. Don't forget that. See, this is the thing. When folks was doing their behaviors, I told them, are you sure you want to make that move? Are you sure you want to talk like that? No problem. You understand? It's no problem for me.
And they said, yeah, I'm sure. And they punched you in the face.
It's no problem because it's just more money. Well, I build a name and speak publicly and say the truth about their mistakes, their mishaps, the corruption, the evil, the wickedness, anything that goes on now, I'm talking about. I'm not trying to be like a news reporter like y'all, like the one rapper said. He said, if these dudes would quit pretending to be news reporters. No, you know who I am. You understand? And you know what I do for a living. So, I mean, I'm me. And that's even more powerful because, no, I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to speak on every little attribute that there is. And however folks feel about it, good, no problem. I'm going to keep it calm, cool, and collected and respectful and polite. And I'm going to remind folks, this is my career to talk publicly. And I'm a man who stands on business. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to keep it 100. You understand? I'm going to keep it 1,000 for real. Yes, 100%. You understand? And folks know it. Folks know that it's different when I'm around because they know I'm going to say how I feel and say the truth. While other folks, they say what they want while they talk to their computers and phones. It's just different. So like I said, I'm just telling you the truth, brother. I mean, I don't know, like find another job or something, bro. I would get away from security. I mean, genuinely, security for 10 years. I've heard every single one of them folks in Austin act like they're bragging about, I was at the same spot for 10, 20 years. I mean, golly, man, it sounds like Castaway out there. Sounds like you grew a huge beard and stuff and you just been, on an island forever or something. That's what they all do. Oh, I love that job. I love that crew so much. Oh my goodness, we were just the best of friends and I wasted 25, 20 plus 30, 10 years. I hear it every day at these establishments and bars, but that's something to brag about. Last I checked, when I was working, whether it was temp work, anything, my whole goal was to become independent and do this. I would rather be an internet superstar. I think anybody would rather be a superstar. Even Max B said, he said, I never wanted to be this. He said, I wanted to be a superstar and make, all the money and do this and that. The thing is, what Max B didn't understand is they don't make a lot of money. That money that Jim Jones was using, Jim Jones got the name of an actual false prophet. The whole industry is controlled by the demonic realm. That's what Hollywood and the music industry is, and it's connected to the prison industrial complex, which is connected to the military complex, industrial complex, which is connected to the car companies and how they sell their cars. Cloning technology is real. That's why you keep seeing what
The military industrial complex is connected to the car industry and how they sell their cars.
they just did with Jim Carrey, Gucci Man, Eminem, all these folks, Dr. Dre, all of them, 50 Cent. So this is how demonic the world is you live in, and it's a surprise because y'all are drinking and partying and trying to ignore how real things are in this world and what's happening that I've been trying to point out so that you can see it and open your eyes for decades. I was way ahead of my time. I become more necessary every day. I'm telling you, Austin, Texas needs a Batman. You all have money. You all have these jobs. He just said you worked security for 10 years. You probably got a little bit of savings, right? Because I'll tell you one thing right now, I don't. You know why I don't? Because all these games y'all play. You know why I don't? Because you never let me get on my feet. You know why?
Damn, whenever he succeeds at anything, it's all him, and whenever he fails at anything, it's everybody else's fault. That's weird how that works.
Why I don't? Because of all the corruption and everything they've done that makes no sense. Because all the times they've broken the law instead of upholding it. You understand? So what do you mean? I mean, shouldn't you provide my budget? I mean, you can donate today, right now. Huh? Like that other dude. The other dude's name is Billy. I'm gonna start talking about him too. Billy can't run a food truck. And Billy's the
Oh,
one that I got out of jail. And
Billy.
Billy, come on now, Billy, right, was nowhere to be found. Suddenly it was, oh, I can't talk. And oh, like you didn't have any concern when I'm trying to make a living and survive somewhere. And I'm telling you, yo, I got out of jail. I could go right back and come back to my job, but it's okay. I found another food truck, Billy, and I made, plenty of dough and did my thing. And probably, I guarantee, way better than if I had worked for you. Right. And I mean, none of his food trucks have succeeded. Like I said, I think he was working at one spot. Now he's moving to some hotel or something. Like, I'm going to talk about everything publicly. You put it out there publicly. Folks love to say my name and talk about my personal business, but it's okay when they do it. Right. But I bet folks get in their feelings when I start saying the truth about everyone else. Right. I'm a grown man, so now it's my turn to start talking. Now I want to make sure that the folks that do these actions and atrocities and keep talking and saying this and that ain't true, I want to make sure that the world knows the truth about you and who you are as a person. You understand? Yeah. So no, I have every relevant right to talk about it. Yeah, I got out of jail, and homie didn't say nothing about nothing. Like, come on, bro. I was trying to make a living, bro. That was my whole opportunity right there. But it's okay. I figured it out anyway because God is real. You feel me? I don't forget nothing though. You understand? And all I'm saying is you keep moving from spot to spot. You got responsibilities you clearly not taking care of. You're not doing well in the women department. They all struggling in that department, and I never have and never will. Don't have problems ever in that department because I'm me, right? And you run around from job to job to job. Again, you talking about executive chef of what? You work at a hotel, partner. You're just a regular chef. You're not an executive of anything. Okay, so I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you believe that stability exists because any of them jobs can do whatever they want. And especially in Texas, they wrote that. I mean, they don't even need an excuse. Their jobs can do whatever they want. The boss, the so-called boss that has a boss and nobody's really the boss, that system has no loyalty and they can do whatever they want. That's why you keep bouncing around different places. That's why you said I didn't see eye to eye with you. Haven't seen eye to eye with anyone anywhere you go. You're sitting here as a grown man taking selfies, making weird remarks, right? You keep on showing the desperation with the women. I mean, I'm gonna start talking about y'all's business. You want to talk about mine, and that's all good. But now, I bet folks in their feels now, right? Like, no. Yeah, we're not gonna play these games. You understand? I don't. It don't matter to me who it is. If folks say my name, anything they're doing, any action they take, cool. I'm going public with full names now. Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna play these games. I'm a grown man, homie. You feel me? Yeah, I got a right to talk to and respond. I was trying to do things the right way and just be cool. But if folks want to talk, no problem, homie. You know what I mean? Because me, I'm the type I can really say how I feel anywhere I'm at. Actually, yeah. See, that's the difference. And me, I got nothing to lose. I got it all and still got nothing to lose. So what's up now? Yeah, see, I'm already protected and proofed from everything. That's what you don't get. I got nothing to lose, homie. I'm straight. I can say whatever I want about any company, any entity. That's how I built this career. I built this career off being a gangster and real courage. So what have you done lately? Yeah. I don't got to be an executive chef because I don't got to have a boss and I don't got to work for no one. You know why, Billy? Because I am the boss, Billy. You get that? Yeah, how about that? I love it, man. That's why these folks are, oh my goodness, he's just uncontrollable. He's a grown man. Yeah, I'm a grown man. What are you talking? 36 years old. I think I'll do and say what I want, don't you? It is hilarious out here. Absolutely hilarious, man. You feel me? But yeah, it is what it is, man. Like I said, like, come on, bro. Like, see, that's the thing. You bragging about something I can go do anytime. I did it several times without anywhere to even go or any place to stay in Austin. I mean, what's your excuse? Man, all them folks have a support system, man. They was facilitated by their families. They got everything handed to them on a silver platter. They get every little opportunity because they're in the network and the in crowd. And that in crowd in Austin is a complete joke, and none of them will ever hold a candle to me financially or in any category. And I'm the most handsome dude God ever created. Get that understood. Them folks can't even fathom my lifestyle or the things I've done in my life. You couldn't even comprehend who I am. So what do you mean? You looking at real power here. Yeah. Real talk. See, I thought that folks had respect. I thought folks would just let it be and relax. But okay, like, nah, bro, these are grown adults, bro, and want to act like this. Like, okay, cool. Let me start speaking now. I'm just saying, brother. I'm just telling you the truth, man. Like, he ain't been able to keep a food truck or run a food truck the whole time. You can see what it is. Like I said, man, folks can say whatever they want, man. It is what it is, man. I know that God is real. I know justice is real. I know karma is real. And that's the thing. Like, I'd be witnessing right in front of me every day, and I already know I'm gonna keep saying it. The karma is nonstop. Can't outrun karma, and you can't outrun God. I hope you understand that, man. Like 100%. Nah, you should have cared. You should have been concerned and said, hey, you still got a job, man. Like, we hadn't even started yet because we was waiting on you. Yeah, was waiting on him. Well, he said, oh, I don't have it together yet. Why not? It's kind of odd. I always had it together when I worked because I didn't have the luxury to not have it together. You see how different it is? I didn't come up through entitlement. I came up from nothing. I have to get it out the mud. I have to do it again until God gives me all this bread and money I've earned in his herb. But they told me I'm about to go from nothing to everything, so it's coming. Like I said, man, folks can do and say what they want, but I just said a whole bunch of facts. Now I want to see what folks do with that. I want to see what folks do with all the information and facts and truth I just spoke and presented, because folks think that they're talking, but when you talk, it's got to be something of substance. You got to bring facts. You got to actually be able to stand on business about what you say. And I do all the above, brother. See, that's the thing. They had their little fake career while I was sitting in jail. You see the difference? But we the same? Oh, but it's okay. Folks can just talk and say whatever they want. Nah, bro. Are you serious? You know what I mean? And I wasn't just holding my own. I was running the jail. I was the boss. Yeah, for real. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we ain't the same, homie. You know what I mean? I let them all know on the Facebook groups a long time ago, right when I got out too. I said straight up, this is who I am. I said, what's up? It was quiet as a mouse, bro. So yeah, I'm not hearing it. You know what I mean? I'm everything I'm supposed to be. I'm a real dude and a real man. I don't know what folks is doing, but they need to get on point. You know what I mean? Austin has problems as a city because the government there doesn't care about anything. You understand? It has problems because they're who's created all the problems. Now the corruption is starting to come out, and it's crazy to me that them leaders like Abbott and all them people get on them podium mics and act like they care. They don't care. This is business for them and nothing else. This is the whole problem, is all these folks are about money, but they don't have any money. Not Abbott, not none of them. They're all poor. Masons are poor. They're not allowed ownership, bro. They have to do this to barely get by. This is how they survive and get by and just get to the next little bit of money so they can keep going. That's the problem. All y'all allowed the system to do this to you. You're not free. You got to stand up at some point. You got to be able to stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? We're not the same. I'm a grown man. I own what I own. Any success I attain is mine. Any money I make is mine. I do what I want to do. You see the difference? That's why I can say what I want to say. And then folks all know it. You know what I mean? That other bar is super corrupt too. What's the name of it? Belmont. I think it's Belmont. Yeah, the one right there near on West 6, at the start of West 6. I know that dude personally, and I've seen how he tries to act. I've seen how he talks when I'm not around. I don't forget nothing. I think it's Belmont. And I did nothing but help that dude. I used to do the fruit trays. I did all the bar backing for him. And every time they just sit there, and it's like, I don't know, like just this, I don't know where this ego comes from when you're talking to a guy that's seen more money than you could ever fathom or dream of. I don't know why you feel the way you do or think you're something you're not. I don't know where this comes from. And that's the thing with folks in Austin, is they really feel like there's some kind of hierarchy or they're a part of something when it doesn't exist. And folks is like me out there, street hustle is gangsters, and they seeing me in the middle of everything, and you already know how they feel. But you seeing me go out there and make real money from scratch, out of nothing. And I'll do it again. I'll do it again while I'm talking about everything, while I'm out there making money and getting paid to talk about it and talk about reality and getting paid to talk, period. How you feel about that? So how you like me now? Like I said, anything said to me, there will always be a response. I hope you understand that. Learn my character and who I am, homeboy. All right, I'll talk to you in a minute, man. Easy. Said easy money, boy. Too easy.
All right, and all that came from some Facebook posts by people that Tyree knew 8 to 10 years ago. And it got him all up in his feelings. So I think that's all we got today. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you next time.